September 15th, 2015. Today is going to be an abbreviated cast. I'm both starting late and ending early. Again, I have to be dad today, which is fine. That's going to happen from time to time, but we should be on the same schedule, the proper schedule for the rest of the week. And I will try to do a little bit of an extra bonus stream. Maybe with Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we'll go a little bit later, make up for some of this. So today, I think what we're going to do is we're going to focus on Blender specifically, and we're going to focus on nodes as we discussed kind of yesterday, leading into or continuing with what we were learning yesterday. I was getting a little salty because I was having trouble understanding Blender's texture and material interface. Things that were relatively easy for me to do in 3JS were pretty hard for me to understand in Blender. So the node system using cycles seems like a little bit more intuitive to my sensibility. So one of the things I want to do, I poked around and I got some great references for some great YouTube videos. I didn't get to watch as many as I wanted to, but I'm going to continue watching those. So today it's just going to be kind of a short, quick cast. I'm going to have to leave, I believe, about 1:30, so it's only going to be about a 2-hour cast, and we're just going to figure out what can we figure out about cycles and node in Blender in terms of generating, modifying textures, materials, etc. Not going to worry too much about any modeling or navigation, any of that stuff. We will get into that, but for now, I just kind of want to poke around with nodes. So let's go ahead and get into it, shall we? Remember, one thing I should note is I'm a complete. Hey, what's up, Dragonblade? Welcome. The pleb is here. I am back. I am back again. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm starting so late today. We have a bunch of stuff that popped up. Yeah, I'm talking to nobody. That's okay. The most important thing I think with streaming is to keep, whether there's someone there or not, you have to kind of act as if there is. So what I was saying is I think I'm just going to poke around with nodes today. Starting my understanding, I know enough about Blender at this point to say, okay, I can create a new window here. And let's go into, I assume there's like a node editor here. Where is it? Node editor. Cool. But thanks for stopping by. Go again. I want to get rid of that. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. There we go. Okay, that wasn't too bad. So again, welcome. It's always good to see you. Thank you. Thanks again for your help yesterday, Dragonblade, and welcome back today. So what I figured I'd do is I just start figuring out how to play around with some of these nodes. I'm going to start just trying to create some like simple procedural textures to begin with here, just so I can get my kind of wrap my head around the whole system. I'm only going to be doing a 2-hour stream today because again I got to go be dad. But we're going to do, I think, an extended Wednesday, Thursday, Friday development stream. And I also have some really fun stuff coming up in the pike, I realized, for the game too. So we're going to have some fun. So add, I bet there's add node, right? What do we got here? Add, oh, shader. Let's see what we can add. We have inputs, outputs, this all, okay. I assume, now, someone showed me a, let me see here. We need output, right? Material output. Image texture line. Let's see. Let's take a guess here. Oh, these are all grayed out. Okay. No tree type is shader. Positing nodes. Texture. I see. Okay. So this basically allows us. You first need a material for the node. Okay. That's what I was figuring. So I just kind of create a material here. Ah, I see. Great. Okay. Excellent. So now what we're doing here, I assume, is just creating material with an output of white, color of white. That makes perfect sense to me. And the surface. Okay, great. Excellent. So let's see what else we got here. And let's call this, yeah, let's give it a name. We'll call it procedural material test. Thank you very much. This is why and thank you for jumping on so quickly. I really appreciate that. Again, it's always really helpful to have folks here. So again, this is the output node, right? Where makes a lot more sense to me in terms of rather than this interface over here. So we have an output. If we were to look at this now, I wonder is there a way we can like preview the image? I assume, um, it would generate, which I assume is just a simple white texture of a certain size. I assume there's a default. Oh, okay. So, sorry, excuse me while I figure this out. So, yeah, we already have some generated. We could get some noise. Oh, let's take a look at a variety. Color. Okay. So the vector. I wonder what this input vector is. Oh, is this like so you can seed it with the centroids that you would use for calculating the variety? Shifty in the 3D. Oh yeah. Oh, just yeah, go from the view to rendered. I see. Yeah, and that makes sense. So the lighting, it looks gray because the white after it's shaded and lit tones down a bit. So is this automatically applied to this, or is this just not like that's actually the other question? I wonder how. I was thinking rather than the box itself, the texture rather. You know what I mean? Let me go back to that. That was good. Shift C. I assume I can. Can I toggle? Yeah. Oh, that's nice. That's really nice, actually. I like that. I like this way. Okay, this makes a lot more. I like doing it this way. Yes, we like cycles. Okay. This makes more sense to me. I will learn all these key commands too. Oh, and so from the view, I can go to like rendered, right? Or where is it? Something like that over here. I see where view. Let me just see what they look. Render border, zoom border. Oh, Shift Z works really rather well for me. I like that. So we're actually not probably applying any texture here, I assume, yet. So if we do this, I'm curious, if we should be able to do something like this, I assume, and that's going to modulate the color according to a Voronoi texture, you know what I mean, a Voronoi. Um, oh, shoot, that is wicked easy. Yeah, it's directly detected a node to be active. It needs to be connected. But look how it's already connected. This is much more intuitive, right? This makes sense to me. I got it. Now this I understand. I love Voronoi, by the way. These are like so useful in procedural, so many different contexts. That's such a great little technique. We're gonna, I kind of want to experiment with using this with, let's do that. One of the things we might be fun to do is since we're creating this nice Voronoi, um, we can, we can mix in some noise and then maybe we can mix in some noise and let's see if we can make a really nice looking height map. What's the word I'm looking for? Like a mountain terrain height map. But if you mix a little Voronoi with some noise, you can usually find something that looks really close to a real mountain range. And then we can maybe play around with eroding it or something. But that's like, for example, I'm just thinking of examples of what I can do to get this. So I'm already way ahead of where I was yesterday. all day yesterday, all that. Hey, what's up, Cloper? Good evening. Welcome. We're playing around with nodes. It's a short, abbreviated cast today. I'm afraid I have to stop. I have to stop at 2 to go pick up my son after school. Today I'm just focusing on learning what I can learn in 2 hours about the nodes and cycles, rendering, and all that. And already after a few moments, already after a few moments, I can see this is making a lot more sense to me than the original Blender interface. It seems a lot more intuitive to me. Awesome. Now this is a little dark. Let's. Where's our light amp? Now for something like this, That's the scene, right? Okay. This actually makes sense to me that you would probably like. I have a feeling this is. There we go. You can shift A to add nodes. It's faster. You have the function. Awesome. Yeah. Okay. Let me try that. Right in my There we go. Okay. So when I right click on that, then I see the current texture. If I had another object, I could have a whole another node material. Okay. It's kind of cool. One thing I do want to know, I'm not exactly sure on, is why my material, how did that, I get that it just kind of defaults there, but if I want to add multiple materials or different materials, or I want to change the materials around, like, is it just drag and drop kind of thing? Like, can I bring the output over to my, or drag it to like this or something like that? Again, well, you guys, it's really great having you guys here, because having the people that understand Blender and the modeling is just it's gold for me. So we're doing a simple. I kind of want to that's cool. That's pretty cool. But let's try adding. So again, Shift A. No, where are we? Noise. Huh? I would have expected like an octave. Is this I would have expected. I guess scale is that like the octave, the number of octaves, so to speak. You know what I mean? Well, we'll play around. We'll find out. We want to mix this up. So, we want to add a mux, like kind of, I assume there is a, let's see here, Shift A. They're like a mix. There's got to be a mix here. Mix RGB. Bam. Right. I assume I'm a shout. Give me a shout if you see me doing something stupid. But I think that's what we want. Yeah. Oh, it's an RGB color. Okay, it's an RGB. That's not what I wanted. How do I adjust it? That's interesting. So I know what I need to do. We need to add where is it, color? Like one of these has got to be, intensity, convert to intensity, right? Just try to do an example. Oh, I didn't understand my question. Okay. My question, what question did I don't know if I actually had a question. I'm kind of interesting. I wonder what would happen if we did volume. Could subdivide this and then put the volume and see it get all right. It should be displays. Or unless that's actually bump map, I assume, or normal map, as we said. I've heard. Yeah, that's curious. Are you guys? Is anyone familiar with using it? Because I've heard a lot of good things about it. And like I said, I want to try out all these tools if I can. I really like this interface, like a lot better than the other one so far. Now, how do if I want to just get a black and white texture, I want this to be like, there was an option to say convert to intensity, right? Let's try this. I want to get rid of this for a second. Oh, I love that you get the real time. Yeah, there we go. Okay, that makes 0. Effect 0. Okay, I get it. Yeah, okay, I know the value. I know how to adjust the noise now. The only thing I don't quite get is how do I turn it into black and white. Oh, cool. You know what? Today is Tech Support Tuesday. So if there's anything I can do, or if there's anything we can do to help you figure out whatever you're working on, I assume it'll probably be a viewer that will actually really help you with that. Let me know. Where? At a gaming comment? At a gaming couple? Hey, fair enough. I will talk to them about that. I will talk to. I didn't know they were on last night, quite frankly, because I was watching him play Arma 3 on through Steam, and I didn't think he was streaming last night. Um, so I apologize for that, first of all, and that's fair enough. You don't have to go anywhere that you don't feel welcome. But that's really strange because it's just one of the nicest, most like inviting, most welcoming crews I've ever met there. So I will talk to them about that. They're gonna have to talk to me now. Now they got a problem with me. I'm just kind of kidding. I mean, Nat and Dave really are sweethearts, and if you got banned for saying, I have a feeling it was probably a misunderstanding. But I apologize. Oh, Dragon did. Okay, I apologize. I misunderstood. Sorry. Good. Okay, that's what I was gonna say. I was like, that doesn't sound like them, but I will talk to them. Pissing off my viewers, will you? But no, thank you guys. I got you. Well, you guys are always welcome here, obviously. Let's see. So let's get this. Let's convert this to a. Okay. There's got to be a way to do this. We want to script. Oh, that's cool. Converter. There we go. Oop, it was right there. See now. Look, I got this. I got this down now, right, guys? Like easy peasy. We're getting there. We're getting there. This is already way. You can see like this is already way like easier than. I'm already getting way farther than I was yesterday. This is great. Now, what I actually want to adjust the scale on this. I want this to actually be really. Gotta adjust the. Whoa. How are we doing on CPU? Good. We're good. We're good. Now. Only. Oh wait. Let's see. Mix. Oh yeah. There we go. What do we want? Multiply. Linear light. Value. Oh. Close. The difference is almost what I want. Almost what I want. What is mix? What's the difference between mix and add and multiply? Oh, I mean, I'm sorry. I know the difference between add and multiply, but I wonder what the difference between mix is. Oh, and we can adjust how much. I got it. I got it. I got it. All right. This is just what I wanted. This the texture. When you plan on using Blender to generate texture, why are you playing around with rendering? Okay, if you plan on using Blender to generate text for you, or why? Yeah, again, basically just the reason I'm playing around with this is just because I want to learn and I want to figure it out. I like you say, I could easily do all of this in shaders, but I suspect that my productivity in the grand scheme of things, I really probably want to learn how to invest. This is something that's worth investing and learning how to use, right? It's just basically the way I feel about it. And I feel like it's already been justified by what I managed to do. This makes a lot of sense to me. And for quickly trying stuff out, this might be faster than code. I can't really be sure yet. I figured I'd try it out. I didn't want to, after everyone, we've had all these great 3D modelers coming in and assisting me. So I feel like I really need to just kind of put a little time into this. And since I have a short stream today, I can't really do it for very long today. I figured this would be a good little thing to play around with. And I was hoping you guys would stop by and would be able to so I'd have some support around if I got really stuck. But this is making a lot of sense to me. The one thing I might want to try next, it would be cool, would be to like use this as a height map to displace a subdivided plane. Get like a texture terrain, to get some terrain generation and stuff. I know they have like a terrain generation plugin probably or something like that. But it might be something fun to play around with. Now let's see. This is kind of a neat little. What I want though is we need more of the random, but the problem is that needs to be more of a needs to be deeper. Like the color, there's not enough contrast between the highs and the lows with this noise. So I suspect there's probably like a contrast thing. I assume. Oh, look, you can even do what's interesting geometry. You can input geometry. That is actually rather interesting to me. Okay, what do we got for shaders? Hair, volume, mix, add, yeah. This all makes fairly good sense. Velvet, interesting. Okay, and these are the generative texture, you know, the procedural textures we can choose from, or we can add a start with an image. Let's see. Invert, light fall off, hue saturation, bright, oh, there we go. Found it. Right? I want something. Right, there we go. Now I'm starting to get what I want. Like fine on the right. See what I'm kind of doing is I'm just trying to like make the Veronas a little less regular, just playing around. Nothing in specific, nothing really in particular. I'm not trying for really anything other than putzing around with techniques I would think I would like. I'm thinking well how I would do like how would I generate texture, like how would I generate a terrain, for example, a terrain height map, and I'm just kind of trying to redo it in nodes. Not because I necessarily think I'll need a height map, but just because it's something I understand and something that a lot of games will need, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Let's keep this. One thing we want to do is keep these textures together. Kind of keep this organized. So now what is B? Now I'm not even familiar with BSDF. Oh, I get it. Add a little noise to it. Looks like that's interesting. Anyways. All of this functions are Python scripts. You can probably translate to Java and use them. Yeah, JavaScript, very easy. Yeah, I assume too. Or GLSL, most likely. Actually, this is the kind of stuff if you did it in JavaScript, it would be really inefficient. Well, not, really inefficient, but not probably every way to do it. The better way to do this would be implemented in shaders, right? Be super fast. And there's nothing here this is all actually, I mean, if you look at all of these scripts, like you say, if we looked at the Python scripts, in fact, let's do that. It would be really cool if we could just like say, what's the source code for this, right? Yeah, like each function one script. I noticed they had a script that you could add script here, right? That's again really cool. I know Python, so we can do some Python scripting. If something's easier, I don't really, I don't want to get too caught up in a particular tool. If something's easier to do in Python, let's do it in Python. If something's easier to do in JavaScript, we'll do it there. Easier to do in Nodes, we'll do it in Nodes. If it's easier to do it in C++, we'll do it there. Whatever. I don't care what language I use as long as it gets done what I need done. Okay, very cool. I really liked it. Now, again, the only other thing is how do I make sure? Let's try. I want to do something here. So, just for kicks, I'm going to put. I want to translate that up by 0.5. We're going to put the box on. No, I got to do it by 1. Sorry. And now, as long as the next operation I do will make that permanent, right? I understand. You can see you can see the node script, but I don't know how. We'll figure that out. We'll figure that out. For now, I think it's enough. I mean, I know what they do. I can pretty much guess what the script would do. I assume actually what it does is Mostly just, I mean, I would think this works with shaders under the hood. So what the Python scripts most likely do is really more wrap up like the definition of which you know, which of the parameters and I mean the specific terms are escaping me at the moment. But basically, setting up the GLSL pipeline. You know what I mean? I assume it's more pipeline management than it is actual algorithm implementation. Right. That I would expect to be in GLSL. So okay, we got that. Let's add a let's see right. Let's add a surface. Just a simple. Oh, let's add a plane rather. That's what we want. And let's 0, 0, 0. All right. Let's give it 10. Yeah, perfect. All right. Got a little Z fighting there, but I don't really. All right. So we've got this plane now. So let's see. So if I select this, oh, I get it. I get it. I get it. I get it. That's it. That's all there is to it. Holy crap, that's awesome. So then we would just do add material. Oh, wait. For whatever reason, we do that there. Super easy. Well, Cloper, please don't risk your job for my stream. It is really not worth it. I'd much rather change my hours than you risk your your job. Yeah, well, I was right there. I feel ya. We got. Hey, what's up, Adam? Welcome. But well, Cloper, if you can make it over here, we'll you can join my you can be my unpaid intern. Seriously, Cloper, keep in touch. Let us know how things are going because we obviously want to make sure you end up all right. I've certainly been very close to the same kind of thing where it's like if I wasn't doing this, I really wouldn't be sure what I was doing. And it was only skin of my teeth kind of thing that this worked out in the first that I've been able to do this. So we can certainly relate. And again, don't risk your job for the stream. And again, Adam, I'm sorry if I missed you. Welcome again. Sorry about that. I didn't. I just missed. I must have missed you in the chat. I apologize. But you're always welcome again. Thank you. What we're doing is we're messing around in Node. So you know what we're doing. You've been here for 15 minutes. This is so much better to me, for me, I should say. Let's go. I want to, let's see. Can I do this also? Like, copy. Haha. Dupe. Dupe. That's awesome. Okay. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Let's get rid of you. We don't even care about the cube anymore, so let's do it. Awesome. So that's all. I just got to create a plane. Now I got an image, right? So it's very simple. Yeah. Ninja. Yeah, you know that's okay. Lurking is what lurking is always okay. You know, no one is obligated to you know what I mean. Yeah, I can see you in my list, can I? I get a list of like who's, but I don't really watch that. All right, so awesome, awesome. Well, you know, let's. The only thing is about this. The light is bugging me. We need more. This. Where is it? Yeah, thank you. That's a little bit better. Spot. Yummy. Area. I like that. Sound I like. Way to go. Cycles is really, it's rendering a little pretty fast. I mean, I'm surprised that it really, on this machine, I wasn't expecting to go this right. If you want to see the material better, you can move the lamp and activate this. Let's take a look. World, ambient occlusion. Okay, I got you. Interesting. Thank you. Wow, how did you have that like gift like handy like that? Awesome. Yeah, I get it. That is helpful. So it doesn't really, then it doesn't even really matter what lamp we have, right? Like what type? If we go to point, and we're going to see what the difference looks like. Yeah, it's the same no matter what, right? Awesome. That makes sense. Wow, how did you have that? Amazing how you got. I just don't understand how you guys have all this stuff like that. You know what I mean? Um, so wait a minute. Explain to me, except one quick one thing. Let me go back to where we were. Wait. In the this is the world ambient occlusion. See, it's interesting. When I normally think of ambient occlusion, I think of I wouldn't think that it would just. That's not what I would naturally think of it doing. Um, Having that effect by clicking that checkbox. But I'm sure I will understand that at some point. I'm not worried about that. This helps me see my distortion much better. I might not even need that bright contrast anymore, I think. All right. Oh, yeah, we do. I wasn't wrong about that. All right. Yeah, I kind of want to just use this to, there we go. All right. Something like that. That's about right. Oh, wow. Yeah, I like distortion, actually. Oh, I can use that. I can think of a few ways to use that. All right, guys. Kind of curious. I want to see what that would look like as a height map. Have you watched Handmade Hero stream yesterday? I have not yet. I started watching actually. Which ones were I watching? Hold on one sec. Let me pull it up. I started watching those beginner tutorials from. Pull up my. Oliver Viller. The Oliver Viller tutorials, which are great. I started watching some of those. I haven't had the time again. Like yesterday, besides when I wasn't streaming, I was pretty much doing the child care thing. So I did get to catch some, but not as much as I like. That's why I'm kind of was hoping I could. I'm so far today. This is good though. I mean, I've actually managed to make some progress, understand some stuff. I do what I particularly I need to understand is navigation. The other thing is I don't even have I don't have like a numpad. I used to have like an add-on numpad thing that I could use. I don't think I have one. I'd have to get a new one. Get a keyboard. But I will check out Handmade Hero. I have them in my notes, and I just haven't got to it yet. And I'll watch some today if I can. But thank you. Oh yeah. I notice everyone's using Gyalzo these days. Like I was curious. I mean, I gotta check that site out because I know pretty much everyone I know seems to use that now. I just noticed. They haven't already. There's episodes already. Awesome. Yeah. Well, that would take me a while to catch up on, right? I will. I absolutely will, Adam. In fact, wait a minute. Let me make sure. I have enough. I believe I've already followed. I mean, or you know what I mean. Subscribe, but let me just check in case. You guys don't mind bearing with me, I know. So normally I wouldn't do this on. We're bros. All right. Oh, Yes. Oh yeah, development streams, awesome. Yeah, this looks great. This looks really great. Yeah, it looks like 199 videos. Subscribed. Who we're talking about? Huh. Um. Yeah, I don't post a lot of photos, but I need to start doing that. Actually, I'm going to need to start posting more. You know what I mean? Likewise, I got to use my DeviantArt a lot more. I got to upload some more of my drawings and more of my stuff, all of that. I got to get my channel artwork done. We're going to do some creative streams too. We're definitely going to be doing some creative streams because I've got to get my channel artwork better and looking better and all of that stuff. So make sure I get this. I'll play around with that later. All right. Again, thank you for all these awesome recommendations. Now, on track. This is actually more like kind of what I want. You don't want it to be too, oh, that. Again, I'm thinking of this as a height map, just kind of playing around. And then I would like maybe erode it. Actually, what we might want to do is, you know what I want to do? I want, what's it called? Like when you have the, when you kind of surround it with a fading in black, I want it to go from like black to white, kind of the center, and then mux it so it will create a little mountain range in the center while peel off towards the edges. And I'm sure there's a way to do that. Let's play around. Probably one of the texture ones. Gradient texture, that's what we want. Gradient, thank you. That's actually exactly what we don't want linear, we want a radial or spherical. Radial. We're going to need, oh yeah, RGB to be converter. Oh, that's right. We can also, I forgot. We can also obviously, we can also talk about, we can adjust these programmatically from the output of stuff we wouldn't necessarily, like we can use the color to like the color output, for example, to modulate this stuff too, which adds all sorts of interesting opportunities. Okay, so let me look at this radial gradient. What is the fact? What's the difference between the what's the color and the fact mean? I don't know what fact is short for. Although here it looks like it's balanced, but cool. Followed. Thank you. Yeah, I have an idea for a self-portrait, an illustration I'm going to do actually. That will go along. I'm going to do a shadow run beginning to end cast here. And when I do, I'm going to do an illustration of myself as a decker in the old school original. Like there's this really particular interesting style they used in like the first, the early editions of Shadowrun. And I'm going to try to copy his style, doing my own original drawing in his, like I'm basically going to steal his surface, but do an original drawing of myself in the style this other artist I really like does. Just do it in his style, so to speak. It'll be an interesting exercise. I like doing that, like trying to draw something in someone else's style. That's really helpful. That's why I kind of, in fact, I kind of try to do that almost every, I like to jump around. I don't have my own particular take on things. Yeah, I mean, you got to be careful, guys. You know what I mean? I don't know what the terms and policies are. I mean, but again, we certainly don't want to insult or insult anyone, but. I come from a very culturally diverse location. Now, what was I trying to do? Oh yeah, I wanted to mux this back in. Let's do another mix. Uh, so what we need to do, one more. Wait a minute. I would have thought there would be